Today on Free Field Training, we are testing a ballistic helmet sent to us by Ballistic Helmet Co. And we're going to test it the best way that we can come up with, and that is with a shotgun. Where are you going? Get out of the way! So the helmet is a high-cut style helmet that has an area to add rails to both sides. It's got large Velcro fields for whatever identifiers you might need, and it's got a mounting plate for NVG on the front. Inside is a click adjustable suspension system. You can see here, got a little knob in the back that adjusts the suspension in and out, and your standard chin straps and a whole bunch of padding on the inside. So there's two ways that ballistic helmets are tested, and one is with the civilian level 3A rating, which means it's supposed to stop everything up to 44 mag with only a certain amount of backface deformation. The other way is V50 ratings, and how a V50 rating works is they take extremely small projectiles and accelerate them to extraordinarily high velocities in basically what ends up being a gun, and they see what point it gets to where 50% of the projectiles go through. The V50 rating is meant to simulate a high explosive device, a professional grade device that's being used on the battlefield. Level 3A is meant to take care of most of the types of fragmentation that you would find inside the continental United States. So today we're going to test against what is a realistic threat for these helmets, for the type of people that are going to buy them to use them on their own, for police officers or private persons that want a ballistic helmet. And I think the most realistic threat that would be faced by a police officer or anybody else that would want a ballistic helmet would be pipe bombs, improvised devices using a low explosive, things like flash powder and gunpowder. What simulates that probably better than anything else that I can manage to get on the range is 9-pellet double-aught buck. That is what I think a lot of people would end up using as an improvised shrapnel in some type of pipe bomb or other improvised explosive device. So this is Winchester Super X double-aught buck 9-pellet against the Ballistic Helmet Co. helmet. All right, we're gonna go take a look at the damage. So here's where it hit. We're hitting only at a few yards. You can see where the pellets came in and pushed in the aramid fabric of the helmet pretty good. And here is the inside of the helmet. It cracked the inside of the liner here. Let's get this out of your way for you. And pushed the helmet in quite significantly, you can see, in comparison with the other side. But none of the pellets penetrated through. This is pretty much what I would consider your worst case scenario. This would be a pipe bomb going off really, really close to your head. But I'd say the 12 gauge double-aught buckshot into the ballistic helmet is a pretty good and realistic test of the things that most people are going to see as an actual threat using this inside the United States on the street. Check down in the description for the current links and coupon codes and pricing of this helmet. Is very reasonable, very affordable for most people that have to buy their own gear. And we're going to continue on with the test just to see how much this helmet can take. All right, so we've seen double-aught buck. You definitely have a bad day, but it won't make it through the outside of the helmet, even with a bunch of the pellets all in one little spot. So now we're going to go to a terrible day, and we're going to use situations that have actually happened to police officers making SWAT raids and things like that. I've seen pictures out on the internet of a helmet getting shot with 9mm right in the front of the helmet. It saved a guy's life. So let's see how the Ballistic Helmet Co. helmet stands up to that test. All right, so for our 9mm today, we're going to use my buddy's XD9 and just normal 115 grain ball ammo. Going to try to hit it right in the noggin. Alrighty. So here's our helmet, and here's where I hit it with 9, and it seems to have skimmed along the top of the helmet. And we're going to take a look at the inside here for fabric out, and there's just a little bit of deformation there from the back of it, but we kind of hit it with a glancing shot, so when we try bigger things, we're going to try to hit them a little more squarely. Alright, so we're going to try to hit it right square in the center of the head with 158 grain 357 out of my 4-inch Smith 686. Well, that hurts something. All right, so here is the front of our helmet, and here's the impact point right at the bottom and square on the front of the helmet, and it actually chipped a little piece out of the night vision attachment point, and it blew out the edge of the helmet. But there's the round inside. Okay, are you catching that on the other one, Derek? We're going to take you guys into the light here. Take you into the light. I want you to be able to see that this didn't penetrate through. The round is right up in there. You can see the jacket on there. Then on the inside, we have an awful lot of back face here, not as much as with the 12 gauge. I'll pull this out of the way. There's pretty good back face deformation, but the round did not go through. It got caught by the Kevlar inside the helmet. And we're gonna try something bigger. All right, now we're gonna have my buddy Derek. He's gonna hit the helmet on the right side with a 45 ACP. This is just 230 grain hardball out of a Glock 21. Go ahead, Derek. All right, let's go take a look. All right, so we got the hit with 45 ACP right here, and on the back, it cracked the internal liner of the helmet a little bit here, but there's clearly no penetration. And you can see our back face deformation is about what we got with 12 gauge buckshot. So we're still trying to break the helmet. We'll get there. All right, next I got my brother, and he's going to be shooting a 180 grain FTX bullet, 44 mag. It comes out, it's saying it's 1,235 feet per second, so that should be fun for the helmet. All right, go ahead, Rob. All right, let's go take a look. Well, woo! All right, that's hot.
Get a nice shot of the post too,
dude. That's yeah. That's really hot. Hold on. Did you get video of that falling?
I think so.
All right, hopefully it's on film. If it's not on film, when I picked this up, the bullet fell out. So we'll leave that there. You can see here the damage to the post that the helmet was sitting on. You got a little divot in the post from where this was. The bullet hit right here. Doesn't look like a whole lot of damage from the outside. From the other side, again, we're skimming right the edge of the helmet. That's less than an inch from the edge of the helmet. You can see what it did to the aramid fabric here on the back. But it did stop it. You can see the little divot and some metal in there where it stopped. Pull that out of the way. See scorch marks and a little bit of lead in there. And then this is the 180 grain FTX bullet, the 44 mag round. It fell out of the helmet when I picked it up and landed on the ground. And like an idiot, I picked it up and burnt myself a little.
You're saying that didn't penetrate?
Nope.
This post sure looks like it.
Dude, that is the back face deformation from this.
There's fibers in it.
Yeah. Because he hit the edge. This 180 grain 44 mag goes through that and falls on the ground when I pick the helmet up.
Yeah, it pancaked real good.
I mean, let's be honest. You're not having a good day getting hit with a 44 mag in a helmet, but that's not what this is for.
So you try it again, but don't shoot right at the edge.
Yeah. We're going to shoot it again.
You want to adjust this?
Sure. We're going to hit it again with 44 mag, the same 180 grain FTX bullet. I'm going to try to hit it a little higher up on the helmet so we don't have skim through. See how that did. So that's where it hit. You can see the hole where it came in. So there's no excuses on this one. And that's your back face deformation. That's pretty significant. I mean, that's the outside. This is the inside. Here's the pad. We'll pull the pad out here. I'd say if you were wearing that, that's a very bad day.
But no.
Your only consolation would be you didn't get a 44 mag through the head.
I don't think there's penetration, is it?
No, it didn't come through. It didn't even crack the back. Didn't even crack the back of the stuff. It pushed it in really far.
So probably the other
You're
way.
talking a lot of energy with 44 mag, but it didn't go through, which means we got to shoot it again.
You should have shot it with the 22.
12 gauge slug.
Okay. What, you want me to?
12 gauge slug. Sure. So without cheating it completely, where do we have to go with this in order to get a hole through it? Well, we're going to find out. We're going to try 12 gauge slug, just 1 ounce lead Remington slugger, 2 3/4 inch out of a 20-inch Weatherby shotgun. Go ahead, Rob. Bet you that went through. So there's the hole right here. No. Put you in the light here. So here's a hole right here. He hit it perpendicular straight into the helmet. We had a little downward angle in order to get it pretty perpendicular on it. And here's the back of the helmet. That's a cataclysmic event for anybody wearing that if they got shot with it. Let's not mince words. A lot of this, helmets are not designed to protect you against handgun or shotgun rounds. They're meant for fragmentation. They're meant for shrapnel. As a matter of how strong the exterior shell of the helmet is, .12 gauge slug didn't go through. So that's a pretty strong shell. You'd probably still be dead. I mean, that's a significant force, a significant hit to the back of your head. If the helmet was strapped in, it'd have nowhere to go but into your skull, but it stopped it. Wow, all the bullets inside. Well, we got one area here that is unshot. What do we want to hit it with? So next we're going to hit it with an all copper 12 gauge slug right here. This is a copper saboted round. 1 ounce. Well, it makes for a good video. So, here's the outside of the helmet. And you're like, yeah, that don't look so bad. There's the inside of the helmet. That'd be in your brain. That's pretty terrible. But it didn't go through. So, you got that VZ58? Well, I'd say that did it. Here's our helmet, and it went through one side, and out the other side through the rail, and then into the sand behind it, And, well, all right, good. It didn't go through the back of the range. That's always a plus. But that's definitely the outer reaches of what you can do with it. There are some newer helmets that are coming onto the market that claim to be level 3 rated, but I would find it highly unlikely that you're going to hit something with a rifle. You're going to get hit with a rifle in the head and live. There's a lot of energy there. In fact, I think most of the bullets that we tested today against this give us an idea of how strong the shell of the helmet is, but not realistically what a helmet is designed to do. All right, let's see if this is take apartable. So, I've never taken apart a ballistic helmet before. We're going to try to take it apart as best we can with a multi-tool here. We'll see how it goes. Just taking a look at the outside now that we've got it in some shade with some decent lighting where you hopefully can see what's going on. The hit in the front busted bolts out of the front of the helmet. The little NVG mount bolts are all coming apart. And the liner, this was all Velcroed in place, but it's all popped loose. Some of the bolt attachment points have popped off here from the front. So we've got, I mean, this is a significant amount. It's kind of, it's almost a joke saying you're going to hit it with 12 gauge slug. I mean, obviously, that would be no good. You can see how much backface deformation you're getting for stuff. There's some argument about whether some of these went through and skidded through the bottom. There was a little spot on the post that looked like it might have some lead stuck in the bottom of it, so it might have slid through, might have not, some of these edge shots. But we're going to take it apart and see what we can learn from shooting a helmet a whole bunch of times. Could be a whole lot of fast forwarding with this. So you got the plastic exterior cover, a lot like the vest that we've done in the past. They put a plastic cover on it because Kevlar doesn't do real well once it's wet. So to protect what's actually stopping bullets, you have to cover it with this. This isn't a ballistic material, it's just polymer. It kind of feels like tarp that's been glued into place. You can see where the night vision mount got hit with a round, tore right through that. A little extra ballistic protection. Here's our hole right in the front. What we hit this with, 357? So 357 in the front. Hit it in the front with 357. You can see it's about an inch from the edge there. And then take apart this inside, see if we can see both sides of it. Here's a good shot of your back face deformation from 357 there. I don't know how well this is going to work trying to get this out of here.
That's the one that skidded out, isn't it?
Oh no.
No, the back.
No, it's the 44 we think skidded out.
Yeah, it hit then the bottom of the back.
The back one we know skidded out. It seems this one bounced. So it went in and bounced out because we've got the impression of it and it stopped on the helmet right there. big old screws. All the same screws hold everything together, so they hold the rail section and the harder points of the suspension in.
I'm curious to see what would happen if you took one of the screws, hit around the center on a screw.
Well, that's kind of the problem with the bolt together construction. Is what the military found out is that you could have with a larger piece of fragmentation, something that actually had inertia, or like a 9mm bullet or like 9mm Makarov. If you hit one of the bolts, the bolt could become a projectile on the inside. But it's one of those. It's like helmet technology is about where body armor technology was, 25 years ago. Like, hey, it's better. I mean, it doesn't mean that you're not going to get hurt. You're going to get hurt. You get shot in the head with a helmet on, you're going to get hurt. There's going to be some damage there.
That creates a weak spot. Like, will the round go through if you were to hit one?
It does. It's not a matter of the round going through as much as the bolt becoming the projectile on the other side. It's kind of like tank armor. The big problem that they had in World War I wasn't the bullets going through the tanks, although that was kind of a concern, is that even with just normal MGs, they'd hit the side of the tank, and metal and shit would come off from the inside of the tank and go through people anyway. They had spall on the inside. So at long last, there is just the shell, and we're going to try to cut a little more out than just the 357, see what we can learn about how these helmets work. I'm going to start back here with that copper solid, and also take a look at where the buckshot came in, so we can see what the deformation looked like from that. Who'd have thunk it? The stuff helmets is made of, pretty durable. Alright, so it's wrapped up in Kevlar. But this is what the buckshot looks like when it comes out. Just kind of flattens out on the surface of the helmet. We're going to try the other side. I want to get some of these slugs out. There's an interesting one. So one layer in, we got what's left of one of our rounds. There's a jacket and then all the lead pieces. Right here. It just flattened completely out. Some more jacket in here. So I can nipper it out of here. There's our cord. So forget which one that is. 357, 44 mag.
That's really meant to.
No, it's not meant to cut. It's like it's resistant to things. What's that? Well, let's stop an ice pick. Coming up next. Random tests that don't make sense. Should have had somebody wear this and hit it with a bat. How much damage can you do to yourself trying to get this? This would be a great cutaway to somebody with a chainsaw.
I gotta use this for the YouTube stuff.
Alright, so when all else fails, you switch to power tools. Still trying to get this slug out. Where'd that knife go?
I was going to switch the blade in that first.
Woo! Yeah, there's nothing in that. Hold on.
I like the red green reference there.
What's that?
When all else fails,
switch to power tools.
Remember, if the weapon don't find you handsome, they should at least find you handy.
Or funny. Funny works.
It's not just good, it's good enough.
Yeah. Dude, I use that all the time at
It's
work.
my lie, it's my favorite.
Dude, I all the time at work. I'm like, it's not just good, it's good, it's good enough. Alrighty.
Oh.
So, there's our solid copper shotgun slug. At least what's left of it. You can see what we had to go through to get it out. That's the one that pushed halfway through the helmet. And we're going to have to kind of call it there because we had to break the skill saw out just to get that far in. There's no way I'm going to get the rest of this stuff out. I can still hear pieces of fragment inside. I'd like to thank all the Patreon supporters, and especially the shift supervisor level Patreon supporters that we have listed here. Your contributions are what allows free field training to continue on and become better. Thank you. Well, makes for a good video.
That rolled uphill. Go get that one, Tom.
No, the best part of this video is going to be you trying to get it.
Where's my reaching stick?
Well, you just ruined the integrity of the helmet now.
Oh yeah.
Now anything we shoot it with is going to go through.
Now I knew she was going to go through. All right. So. So, here's the outside of the helmet. And you're like, yeah, that don't look so bad. There's the inside of the helmet. That'd be in your brain. That's pretty terrible. But it didn't go through. So, you got that VZ58? Mm-hmm. All right, we may have to shoot this with like a real rifle to get it to go through. At this point, it's not about testing realistically. It's about just finding something that's going to break this. This seems to be an ongoing problem we have.